Hey everyone, you're definitely going to want to check out the next Cast Party episode that we release this week. We're going to be talking about Pillar's fate and the newest player character to join the ranks, Wata. We're all really excited to chat about it as things are starting to pick up speed and people are starting to make enemies in the actual play where we're having a lot of fun. You'll of course be able to download that on the feed, but, and we mentioned this on last week's episode too, if you'd like to listen live, and of course you do, then you can catch it on Monday night, February 27th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. We stream it live from the Complex Action Actual Play YouTube channel. You can search for it on YouTube or click on the link on the website complexaction.net/actualplay. Check it out. We're really excited. I know if you're hearing it for the first time now, it's a little short notice, but like I said, we mentioned it last week. Check it out. Bring some fun questions for the cast to answer, or just catch it on the feed later. But at any rate, on with the show. You're listening to the Complex Action Actual Play podcast. The group just met Wata, the adept Oni, who just showed up seemingly out of nowhere, claiming to have info on their long-lost friend Hailey. Only they've got to help her with a job first before she'll give it to them. Time to meet the Johnson and get the details. Now please enjoy episode 28, Boats, Planes, and Automobiles. All right, so you guys are on your way then to Decanters and Import on Divine Street. Is that correct?
Yeah. Before we do go, I do send a DNI message to Throwback. Might want to use this time on the way over to see if we can drudge up any info on this place. I have a bad feeling about this, as in, like, maybe this guy's got enemies, or I don't know.
No, that's a good idea. We went into the last one without much preparation. See if we can't get the leg up here. I'll see what I can find, and I will do. I'll do like a threshold 3 matrix search. That takes about a half an hour. I can cut that down with matrix programs, yada yada, and see what I can find about the decanters. What's it called? And imports.
Eon offers to help speed it up.
Yeah, I'll coordinate with Eon and take an assist.
All right, threshold 3. You don't have any. I don't think there's no modifiers to this, so go ahead.
It's 2 hits from Eon to help you out.
Okay, yeah, I got a total of 6 hits with the assist from Eon, so that's just about the decanters and imports and any newsworthy articles or history, things, maybe an online website, just information like that.
All right. Yep, decanters and import is sort of it's a shop that's on the boutique part of Divine Street, which kind of... Hold on, I'm looking up something real fast. It's located in the Shandon district, which is a middle to upper lifestyle district, actually, and it sits right near the edge of the Heathwood district, which is certainly a more high lifestyle district. So it's a fancier place, and this boutique sits near there and has a lot of really high-end shops of different kinds. And in his shop, Decanters and Import, it's sort of like a place where you get interesting kind of like furnishings and decorations and stuff. Think of it like a Pier 1 Imports for really rich people. But that was easy to find information. Anybody would know about that. But what you were able to find, digging a little bit deeper, is nothing so seedy or anything, but there's another part to his store that he doesn't advertise, which is the talismongering and just magical items type. He is a talismonger, and he doesn't advertise that part, mostly not because he's doing anything illegal or nefarious necessarily, but mostly just because of the place, the city he happens to do business, the region he happens to be doing business in. He just thinks it's the type of people who would want those types of things will know to find him or will seek him out, and they will find him, and just publicizing that would just open him up to unnecessary headaches.
Like the proper term, or not, proper licenses and taxes?
Not so much that as as the fact that the persecution in this area extends to, at least in somewhat, extends to magical people as well.
Yeah, he's avoiding the social stigma that might come with being a talisman.
Right, he doesn't want that part to hurt his business any more than it has to.
All right. Do I happen to see anything that may indicate, that he took that stance recently, or has there been any articles in the news about the decanters and imports getting harassed or anything like that?
Nope, nothing out of the ordinary, unusual, or nefarious. He's been in the area for a little while, and they're, by all accounts, a fairly successful business.
All right. I'll pass all that along. Just kind of ask Eon along the way, this place seems to check out, right? Nothing crazy. Probably doesn't have any of our family members there waiting to show them being arrested.
It would seem.
Cool.
After Elric's had a half an hour to work in his laboratory at home, he lets you guys know that he will need 1 hour's nap, and he'll be ready to go.
What are the business hours on the website that I found?
They're open till 7 p.m.
All right, we got some time.
We'll let Stretch have his beauty nap and get on the way.
I take a special herbal infused bath and use my newfound medicine skill to assist my drain recovery test.
Sweet.
And Payday will be ready to pick Elric up after that hour.
All right, what time are you guys intending to arrive?
Let's just call it 5.
Sure, it's good enough for me.
Yeah,
Not particularly important.
Within business hours, but probably closer to closing.
Okay, so 6:30 maybe.
Yeah, at some point I want to before we actually get there, I'd like to say, hey, can we pull over? I have something I wanted to give a throwback.
You just can't wait till we get there.
I'd rather we have it before then.
All right. The DNI throwback. We got a pit stop. Pull over.
Oh, you couldn't have gone before we left.
I'll swerve in front of Throwback's soccer mommobile and let Stretch out.
Yeah, I'll just roll down the window and cast magic fingers, and a small potion bottle will float over to Throwback and tap against the window if it hasn't rolled down.
Yeah, Throwback's pinching the bridge of his nose, wow, spotlight again, and quickly rolls the window down and snatches this thing out of midair. So then over DNI, what is this? Then they couldn't have waited.
I text you, drink it if there's trouble. It's an armor spell.
Oh, magic stuff. Sweet. I owe you one.
Payday peels out because that's what you do.
And then Throwback obviously checks his mirrors and then hits his turn signal to turn back onto the road and then gradually pulls back into traffic. Because that's what you do.
All right. Well, when you guys get there, it's between a fancy women's clothing store and a gourmet pizza place on the other side. It's in this strip of boutiques and restaurant areas and all in a line on either side of the road, just on this strip of the road. It's like I said, where a lot of high-end shops are, and you can park behind all the buildings and everything, no problem, especially this time of the night. It's not particularly busy. It's actually usually busier during the middle of the day.
Hey guys, I need 5 minutes to go in this clothing store. I'll be right back.
Just kind of mouth agape, unable to respond.
Where are you going?
This clothing store, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
No clothing stores.
Right back.
I am going to sit back in the car and project my form astrally to follow her.
No clothes. Oh, pizza. I know I just had ribs, but it doesn't matter. That smells great. By the way, Payday's on uppers.
I'm only here for one thing. I just need an old-timey salty pirate's hat, preferably something with a feather. If I can get that, I'll easily pay 90 Nuyen for it. That's all I got left.
While I'm watching her shop, I'm going to take a moment to assense her and wonder why I didn't do that already.
Did we get our 500 advance yet?
We negotiated out of that for 7,000 total, I think.
I've got 3 hits to assense you.
She is in a great mood. She has 5 magic and less essence. She's healthy and has some wear, mostly in and around her head.
Magic, huh? Can I tell what kind of magician with 3 hits?
I don't think so.
Remember.
She has no active spells or anything like that going on.
That's intriguing. Well, I'm definitely following her and watching her. She's not astrally active, is she?
Nope, I'm not dual nature.
Once Wata walks into the boutique clothing shop, you realize that it's a place for fancy ladies' dresses, and there probably won't be any pirate hats there.
Oh my god.
But do they have a digital copy of one of the dresses you can get?
I'll go ask one of the wizards to order it online, so it'll be home when I get there. Agwe is gonna be so disappointed in me. Okay. So she'll just go back to bed.
All right. You guys going into the decanters and import?
Once we pull Payday out of the pizza shop.
Yeah, Payday's got this big slice of pizza.
Payday would certainly not have been able to get a slice of pizza to go. This is not the kind of place you get anything to go. In fact, once he walked in, the hostess would have given him kind of an upturned nose and said, "Can I help you?"
Oh, it's gonna be like that, is it? I'm here for a slice of pizza. Just one slice. That's it. I'll be gone.
What size is your party, sir?
Oh, what size do the slices come in? Extra large.
How many people will you be dining with?
I'm just taking it to go.
I'm sorry. Our restaurant doesn't offer any to-go services.
How fancy can you make pizza?
Well, we do pride ourselves on gourmet ingredients.
All right. Payday's really dejected and doesn't say anything else and leaves.
Do you want people to wind up dead at your restaurant? This is how people wind up dead near your restaurant.
But it smells so good. I want to hate them, but they do use quality ingredients.
Sir, perhaps you'd like to call Lido's? They deliver.
Thanks. Thanks for the advice. Tips. All right, I'm out of there.
All right.
Crush my dreams of going to a Johnson meat with a slice of pizza hanging out of my mouth.
Well, when you guys walk in, you're immediately met with the decor is kind of like a World's Fair type, not World's Fair, but like what am I trying to say? It's like there's all sorts of foreign things all over the place from lots of different countries and areas and chairs and odds and ends and knickknacks and decorations hanging all over the ceiling and on the walls and in displays, and you walk in and there's some incense, to give it sort of like that maybe like a Moroccan scent or something like that, to make you feel like you've traveled to a faraway land.
Gonna switch up my internal air tank so I don't have to smell this crap.
And I'm going to switch to astral perception so I can properly appreciate the environment.
Yes, indeed. And when you switch to astral perception, you would immediately notice that there are, far back in the shop, there are magical things. There's at least things of magical nature back there. And it's a very, you would get the sense also that this is a very lighthearted and jovial, good place to be. But when you walk in, a man greets you. And he's got a larger than average stature. He's not heavy set. That's not what I mean by larger, but he's actually quite muscular, and or maybe I should say fit. And he just has a larger frame, a very square jaw, and attractive looking. And he is, let me see, he's got blonde hair. And it's got hair that the hair's kept very nice. And his accent, I'm not going to do it justice, but just keep in your mind, he has an accent that seems to be sort of a mix of British and but also some Caribbean island of some sort mixed in. And he dresses very eccentrically. And he looks sort of like an ornate wizard's robe was turned into a smoking jacket, which then inspired someone to make the three-piece suit that he's currently wearing.
Ulrich just gives him a big wide grin.
And he sees you, and he sort of jumps into his practiced greeting and says, "Yes, welcome to excuse me, let me try that again." He says, "Welcome to Decanters and Import. It's good to have you here." And then he sees Wata, and he says, "Ah, Wata, you've brought your friends."
Yes, bonsoir, Walker. These are the guys I told you about. Yeah, we're gonna move your stuff for you, right?
And he walks up kind of slowly with a puffed out chest, not in sort of a competitive kind of way, but you sort of get the idea that that's just how he walks, very confidently. He walks up and looks everybody over and rubs his chin and furrows his brow and looks like he's being very judgmental, and he almost has this very like not very satisfied look on his face as he's looking you over.
I'm going to be sensing him.
Oh,
otherwise,
sure.
just kind of looking directly at him, as if to look him right in the eye. But I've got that sort of often dreamland look to my eyes that you either get when you're looking out at AR or observing astral. I got 3 hits.
You get the sense that he does have some magical prowess, but he doesn't have any active spells running, but you don't get much more out of him than that. He does have a high his magical ability seems to be greater than yours, but he's not doing anything with it right now.
Do we get any sort of sense of his tradition?
He appears to be a typical hermetic tradition.
Okay. I'm going to...
The aura of the place has very, calculated, sort of precise feeling to it,
All these crystals look so sharp. Sorry.
I'm going to perform a kind of a hermetic ceremonial greeting, something you might use to say welcome someone to a ritual space to do work together, but also might be used to say, hello and welcome. Just kind of as a way to get his attention or impress him, but also try to say that, hey, I recognize you as a kindred spirit. So I'm looking for some sort of gesture to convey that, and I'm going to use my pathetic etiquette skill, backed up maybe by some of my magical knowledge, or at least just for flavor. And I'm going to edge this.
I'm going to look at him like, what the frag did he just say?
Yeah, exploding 6s. I managed 3 hits.
All right, well...
That's pretty darn good for me, socially.
After your greeting, he changes the look on his face very abruptly and says, you have the gift.
I see you as well, as someone of a similar tradition.
Indeed, we will probably get along fetchingly.
I just kind of take a deep breath and, as if inhaling, a recently baked pie or something, and just the aura of this place is just so nice.
Well, I do welcome customers of all type, and I enjoy my work, sharing my travels and the things I've found and the things I've acquired. And that is where I need your help.
Well, we will do your business, but, sir, I think we will be good friends, and I extend my hand.
He shakes it vigorously, and he walks you guys all to the back of the store, and he's talking about his shop along the way, and he's like, this I got in my travels out to St. Croix. I spent a lot of time there. He says, over here was when I was in Norway. And then he takes, as he walks to the back, and he says, and if you are so interested, which, and he looks at Elric and says, I imagine you might be in some time, these over here on this shelf are special preparations I've prepared, and alchemical concoctions as well.
Oh, an alchemist.
Indeed.
I, too, am a student of alchemy.
Ah.
As I'm sure you can tell, as I'm carrying a number of preparations to see to it that we are able to do our best if something happens along the way.
Indeed, coming prepared is always most prudent. Let me ask, where did you study, if I could be so forward?
Oh crap, I forget the name of the university. Somewhere up north. What's the big one up kind of in the northeast?
MIT&T?
Oh yes, MIT&T. That would be it. Yes, well, primarily at MIT&T.
Ooh, quite prestigious.
Yes, well, things come and things go in life. I'm at a bit of a different station at the moment, as you can see. The past is the past.
Yes, but the path we walk, there's always something to learn and add to your vast experience and knowledge.
I nod in agreement.
I just sent Payday and throw back a message like, when he's good.
I just think I threw up in my mouth.
I could always use some extra reagents. Do you happen to have any on hand to purchase?
Indeed. And he takes you over to a shelf, and there's a bunch of, of the hermetic tradition, crystals and crystal dust and all sorts of stuff.
Okay, I'm going to purchase about 20 reagents.
All right, after you do, he says, well, I think we should get down to business. That is why you're here, after all.
Yeah, so we are getting to the point today.
Indeed. He says, I have a job for you. I'm not sure how much Wata indulged you with the information, but I need some magical items. I have a warehouse that is in Charleston on the harbor, and I have some magical items that are waiting to be transported here to my shop in Columbia. Now, these are magical items of very high value, and I would be most disappointed if they were to be stopped on the way. Coming through the wall here into Columbia can sometimes be tricky, and also there's sometimes things to overcome on the long journey.
What size of things are we talking about here?
Oh, various sizes. There will be crates and stuff like that. It's a decent haul, but before we go any further, do any of you pilot aircraft?
Yeah, I can pilot aircraft.
Can I try?
Excellent.
Is it even better? Is your aircraft in question got rigor adaptation?
Most certainly it does.
Good.
Does that mean I can control it with AR?
You don't have to. No, you don't have to worry about it. Look, I'm one of the best pilots in South Carolina. So
if you're going to be flying the plane, then I'm going to be driving the Phoenix, right?
no, you're not.
Wata, you did not tell me that you got one of the greatest pilots in the state.
Yeah. Of course.
I am most pleased. That way I won't have to pay my typical pilot. I'm glad you found these gentlemen.
Top notch, Walker, like always.
Here is what we will be doing. I have a plane that you all will fly down to the Charleston Harbor at a location that I will give to you. You'll fly down there, meet up with the contact there, pick up the cargo, and it will be loaded into a truck that is ready for you to drive back. The plane is not sized so much to take all this back, but there will be a truck, a van of sorts that you can drive back up to Columbia.
Guess I'm not lucky with lightning striking twice. Does the van have rigor adaptation?
I believe it does not.
Elric's just beaming. Now, we all riding in the plane, right?
Absolutely.
Wata starts to say something and then just stops.
How long
Well-
are we going to be gone for?
I suppose that depends on how long it takes you to drive back to Columbia. It's typically a 2.5 hour drive. But if you have to make any stops, I'm going to give you 48 hours. To fly down, you can all prepare what you need to prepare. You'll fly down, get the cargo, and come back.
When do we leave?
As early as you can possibly leave, you tell me, and I'll tell you where to meet.
So, right now?
If you're prepared to leave now, we certainly can.
I came prepared.
Yeah. I think I got my gear in the car.
I need to make a phone call, but yeah, could probably leave soon.
Might want to go pick up some heavier stuff, but we could.
Oh, are you going to bring that new toy?
No, that might be a little bit excessive.
Elric looks slightly crestfallen.
We are going to have them back over the wall, so carrying hardware like that might be a little more difficult.
And I suppose you have a point. But then you might get to use it.
Speaking of using it, this seems like a pretty simple thing. I mean, I appreciate the work, but why? Why hire Shadowrunners?
Well, my business, when items come through the wall, occasionally they get stopped by the authorities and they want to see paperwork about imports, and I try to keep the magical nature of my business a little quiet, if you know. The locals aren't so happy to have a talismonger in the area, so also security is important for taking something such a distance from Charleston to Columbia. These are important and powerful magical items, and I just would like some security.
Are we
If-
smuggling these things?
If we're talking, like I mentioned a throwback, if we're talking crates of powerful magical items, I mean, we're probably moving hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Nuyed worth of material.
Millions of millions.
Elric kind of shrugs. Depends on how big the crates are and how powerful the items are.
And,
I think you guys have kind of missed the point that I assume that like this is probably not all kosher with like the Talismongers Guild.
Walker raises his eyebrows in that way where he's like, playing coy and keeping his mouth shut.
What do I know about the Talismongers Guild?
Oh, well, I don't know. They just have like all these rules about like alchemy and how you have to deal with the paracutters and get the stones and different stuff like that. I don't really know. Alchemy's not my thing. But
No, I mean, like,
I think we should just move it, right? Let's just move it. It'll be easy, right? It's no problem.
I turn to, what's Johnson's name?
Walker.
I turn to Walker and ask him, Walker, what is it with this, guild that she's talking about? I'm not really familiar with them.
It has much more to do with the fact that I don't want to declare this and have there be a paper trail for prying eyes who might want to cause problems with my business. I've gone to great lengths over the years to make it so that there's no dramatic scenes that happen here, if you catch my drift.
I do.
So we're smuggling this stuff. Now,
Makes a lot more sense.
why aren't we doing this off-road? Why are you taking...
You can
why a van?
certainly... The van is just something that I have provided that will transport the cargo. If you would like to take it a different route, then you're the professionals, is what I'm trying to say. However you get it from the warehouse to here is none of my concern. What I am concerned about is that it arrives at my shop, all of it intact.
It'll be safe in our hands.
Yep, all million of it.
Do you have any enemies, people that might want this or know about this?
Are you asking me if I have any enemies?
Or maybe rather, who else knows about this?
No one that I'm aware of. You understand that a person in my position who has gone to these great lengths maintains this sort of business for so many years without having the problems that some people have by being very precautionary and taking preemptive measures.
So, literally, no one else knows about this.
Other than the people that are involved, I couldn't tell you that I know of anyone else who knows about it.
And the people that are involved, that's just the people in this room?
And those who you will meet at the warehouse.
Okay, understood. So they're in on it. They know what's going on.
Wata, you have gathered a group of very prudent and cautious people. I like it.
Thanks, man. Glad you like them.
So, how do you know Wata?
I don't. I just met her yesterday.
Yeah.
And you're entrusting all of that to us, who you've only met through her, and you just met yesterday? You put a lot of trust in us.
We have a mutual friend who introduced us.
Well, we will not betray your trust.
Good. Because I have felt that you and I, Elric, we would have a very friendly relationship. I'd hate to jeopardize that.
For a million.
I feel that I have a very friendly relationship with your Nuyen. So let's get going.
He laughs. I like you.
Payday grumbles and is heading out.
Now, where you will meet me when you are ready, and it sounds like I will give you a couple of hours. Let's say we meet tonight at 11 p.m., and I will have you meet me. How about this instead? I say we meet tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Deal.
it's your stuff.
Elric kind of looks down at his various preparations that he's made and sighs and, okay, yeah, I suppose we can do it tomorrow.
There's no reason that we have to wait. He reads the sigh and everything. He says, I just was trying to give you all the leeway that you would need. How much time would you like? Would 2 hours work?
Elric just, as far as I'm concerned, the sooner the better.
We came ready to go. We didn't know what we were walking into, so.
Excellent. Let's see. You will need to meet me at a boat landing on Lake Murray. Now, for those of you, all of you, I guess everyone but Wata might be familiar, but even Wata might be familiar. Lake Murray is just a really big lake in Colombia. It's a big place. And he says, here's a location, and he sends you an address, and he says, meet me here at this boat landing, and I will take you out to the aeroplane.
You got it. Roy, you need to go collect your gear.
Yeah, I can go pick up some stuff.
All right, we'll be there.
We'll meet you there.
Yeah, drop me off at home. I got some more time to cook up a few more toys.
Good day, good night. And
Bye,
then,
Walker.
have a good night. I'll see you soon.
It was good to meet you.
Waddle
He-
just look at
he
Throwback.
goes back to work.
After everybody talks about going home, like, I don't have anything to do. You want to like go grab a drink or something? Apparently, all these other guys are like they got prep work.
Do you want to grab pizza?
Yeah, let's go get pizza. We have time, right? We have time.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure that place can't wait for me to come back.
I mean, I don't have any money though.
Didn't you offer to pay us money?
I mean, yeah, when it's done.
Let's give you like a raised eyebrow. Like, I'm on to you.
All right, what kind of prep work is going on?
Oh, I'm just cooking up a few more preparations, and then probably taking a nap before we go.
Okay.
Throwback needs to call a friend, specifically Alpine, who is on my character sheet. He's a drug dealer. However, I need to make a personal call to him. Basically, ask if I could leave my dog with him, possibly for a couple of days at most.
He answers the comm call and says, "Hey, Throwback, Wheels, how's it going?"
I asked you not to call me. It's fine. It's good. How are you?
I'm good. About to head out to the park and do a little business, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I was thinking about going to the park, actually. I have a friend. She's, your type. Just crazy in the head, I think. And she wanted to see the park. I was going to bring, the dog. And I was hoping that maybe you could take Betta from me then, and then just have her for a few days. I need to go out of town.
What's your loyalty with him?
He's a buddy. He's his loyalty 4.
Oh, okay. And he says, "Oh, man, what's your dog's name?"
Bella.
Oh, Bella. Yeah, I love that pooch.
Yeah, she loves you. She's always talking about how she'd like to have a sleepover.
All right. Yeah. You headed out of town? Where are you headed?
Just out, really. It's nothing exciting.
Sure. With yeah, no problem. I'll watch the dog.
Cool. Yeah, we'll swing by the park. Here, actually, now. Are you leaving now? We're gonna be there now.
Yeah, if you're to go out to that part of town and then back to where you want to be, you'll want to go now.
Yeah, that's why I look at the clock and kind of insist, like, if we could meet sooner rather than later.
Sure, I'm headed to the park. You know the place. You know my grounds where I do business.
That's your business. I got you. Well, we'll be there soon.
All right, see you there, Wheels.
Kind of like start to say something. Yep. See you, bud. And hang up.
All right, well, he'll take the dog from you, no problem.
Okay. Yeah, he gets Bella and like an oversized bag full of just way too much stuff that you do not need for taking care of a dog. And obviously he gets the entire speech of this is the collar when you're walking her, this is the food dish, this is the water dish. Don't separate. Make sure the two are separate. Don't combine them. And
make sure if you're taking her on the walk that you
instructions.
put the harness on. If she happens to have
Yeah, you want 2 knuckles between the harness. You don't want to choke her. Make sure she's not being choked.
All right. He laughs at you and cuts you off several times and tells you not to worry about it. He's had like 8 dogs in his life.
That's what I'm afraid of. But that's it for me. And then in the meantime, I very quickly, if Wata did come with me, very quickly this is the park, and then try to hurdle her back into the car and catch the meetup at the lake.
No, the park. I'll be really excited to play with the dog.
Anybody else before you guys head off?
Payday pretty much is rolling with his preparations. So
So we're going to the lake to get on a plane to go someplace to pick up a truck to drive back.
Yeah, I think there's a submarine involved somewhere in the process too.
All right, I'm just making sure because it seems like a really roundabout, inefficient way of getting there.
What's all under the table?
This is true. I guess it keeps them from finding us. Just gonna take a quick look and see what kind of guns I'm bringing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass out some potions and stuff. You each you each as in, let's see. Never mind here. I'm giving a combat sense to Leroy
Right.
and one to Wata. Drink this if you think we're right about to get into trouble. It'll last about 5 minutes or so.
So I'll send out a message. Do you guys think this is big gun or just medium gun territory?
Who the frack knows what we're getting ourselves into here?
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna be on a plane. Do you want to take a gun?
Yeah, he wants to take guns.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say bring both. All the guns you think you might need.
Well, if we bring all the guns, that means we have to hide them on the way back.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
bring all
think?
the guns you think you can bring. Get away with. And
You just-
let's see. I'm giving an armor potion to Leroy.
Hooray. You could write them on the table because I will totally not remember.
I'm keeping track of all of it.
Sweet. Yeah, so I'll just bring the AK, the Defiance, my pistols. I'll leave the rifle and the machine gun. It's just a small montage where he opens up the like armoire or whatever at home. It's just like,
All right. Well, then you guys are off to drive, correct? Are you all taking one vehicle?
No, I'm definitely taking the Phoenix.
As always.
Yes. I have some things I want to put on the plane.
Leroy, you taking the bike, or do you want to swing in with the rest of us?
let me get a ride. I don't think driving the bike, carrying what I'm carrying, would be a good idea.
Sounds good. I got a place you can put that stuff.
All right. Well, if you guys are making the drive out now, the drive takes you and your team outside the civilized confines of the wall to the
Or go
less,
ride in the Phoenix.
as usual.
Good choice.
You're going outside the wall. You don't have any problem going through the wall, but you're going out to the less predictable and more sporadically populated areas on the edge of Columbia's Columbia's metropolitan area. So more into the less populated wilderness areas. As you get close to your rendezvous point, the surrounding trees break, revealing Lake Murray. You drive over the dam that not only created the lake, but made it possible for Columbia to be populated. Lake Murray it provides fresh water, energy, and plenty of recreation for Columbia and the surrounding areas. The dam is actually a piece of history that those of you who grew up and maybe went to school there might know. Eldrick certainly probably knows the dam was the world's largest earthen dam when it was completed back in 1930. It was the largest man-made lake at the time as well, Lake Murray was. And it's kind of a point of pride for Columbia natives who have a habit of searching for as many socially acceptable reasons to be proud of their city as they can. After crossing the dam, the trees once again kind of flank either side of the road, and you begin navigating smaller and smaller roads heading towards your rendezvous point finally after maybe a few wrong turns or, because it's in a little area, but maybe not. You find Salem Church Road, which is where you're supposed to be. And driving to the end of the road, you see Walter waiting next to a pontoon boat.
Guys, are we really sure this is how we want to get there? I mean, if nobody knows this is going on, we could just drive, right?
Lay low.
I take a dose of psyche.
Laying low. Playing
Yeah.
by the rules.
A plane isn't laying low, though.
Flying high.
I see
Right
what you
over-
did there.
Right over suspicious eyes.
I'm going to suggest over D&I that maybe we consider using the provided van as a decoy and actually loading the stuff onto one of our other vehicles.
See, that's right up my line of thinking, except for we don't have very many vehicles that are going to be able to haul crates. But I was thinking of the decoy thing.
We have those pickup trucks.
I don't think those would survive the trip down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
A 2.5 hour ride.
And they're not ready yet.
Did you see how many pieces they're in right now?
I'm making a lot of new pieces for them. I'm planning on
And-
forging the entire outer body from
It's too-
scratch.
It's too bad we didn't have like an extra week because they would have been off-road ready.
Yeah, I have to say they do look kind of cool in their, kind of the stripped down frames. Exposed engine.
I told you they're going to be cool.
There's a certain Mad Max steampunk look to it.
A certain who?
Some crazy guy named Max.
Yeah, he's really angry.
Yeah, he is. He's got good
Anyway.
reason to be.
Isn't he like addicted to chrome or something though?
That's kind of what drove him mad, I think.
Besides, the point is,
Plus, he's Australian.
Leroy,
Those fraggers are crazy.
I want to drive. I want to fly a plane.
You can't take this away from him, Leroy. He's been through so much.
What do you mean? There's just pizza. Besides, I'm sure the Phoenix could make it in like 90 minutes, not 2.5 hours.
It could definitely probably beat the plane, but I want to fly a plane.
Yeah, and I
He's
kind of want to ride in a plane. I kind of want to battle some sort of an assault from being on a plane. I mean, how badass would that be? If we get attacked by spirits or critters or something, or enemy drones,
You hope we
Roll
get
down the
attacked by
window.
spirits in a plane?
blasting out of things with the flamethrower. I mean, that is
Okay,
going to be a good time.
and I do not gush about rigger stuff often, but I have never been a plane.
You actually want him with fire around inside the thing that's keeping us alive.
I
falling in
will
crashes.
not set the plane on fire, okay? I'm more accurate than that.
Promise right now.
I promise right now, I do not want to set our plane on fire.
Yeah, I'd rather the plane not be on fire too. That sounds good.
All right, we all
no
agree. the
promises
plane-
about enemy planes or drones or critters or whatever.
So, Bobby, how far is this plane from like dry land where I'm not drowning?
Well, when you pull up to the pontoon boat, you don't see the plane.
Guys, isn't there supposed to be a plane? I don't like this.
No, we get on a boat. The boat takes us to the plane takes us to the van takes us to the money.
I missed the part about the boat. How can we work a train into this?
I mean,
he told
I'm
you
looking-
he wanted you guys to meet him at a boat dock, and he'll take you to the plane.
I'm going to look out over the lake here, and I'm assuming I don't see a plane.
If you were to look very, very closely, I mean, it's nighttime now, but you could off in the distance see a plane. It's in the middle of the lake.
I pop the trunk and deploy Party Girl.
Is she
Girl's
coming with
the
us?
rotodrone, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think that Silverback is going to. I think he's going to take up more real estate and draw more attention in that van than we can do. So he's going to stay in the Phoenix.
Yeah, he's not legal either, is he?
Oh no!
That might be hard to explain to the border guard on the way back in. Yeah, let's not keep Walker waiting.
Over at DNI, let's see. I have an idea to screen us if we're gonna do some loading. I could always throw up a physical barrier spell of a fairly high force that can cover all of our vehicles as we're loading them, and it should be a pretty significant visual barrier as well. I do the firewall, but that tends to freak people out a bit, especially around their planes.
Yeah. Well.
At this point, I will ask Bobby what he wants me to do, because I got 0 hits on my composure roll with my fear of drowning.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. This show would not be possible without the generous support of our patrons over at Patreon. If you like the show and you want to help support it, then head on over to patreon.com/complexaction. Supporting can get you access to GM notes that drop every month, and even the chance to get selected to join us as a guest on our cast party episodes. Very exciting. That's patreon.com/complexaction to help us out. There were several NPCs and organizations which were provided by patrons of Complex Action during the development of the actual play. In this episode featured Walker, the Johnson, submitted by Chris Vandergriff. Thank you for the support. The character art seen on the YouTube page and various social media places was done by Ethan Brewerton. Check out his awesome Shadowrun artwork at esbrewerton.com. The background music in this episode is brought to you by Prism Shard. To hear more of his Shadowrun-inspired music, head on over to soundcloud.com/prism-shard and give him some love. The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to Complex Action to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its websites, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Complex Action in any official capacity whatsoever.